Yes. Yeah. I mean, that was a blog post, and the same with, I'm pretty sure with a LinkedIn or Facebook or a tweet.
Because the content of his argument was incorrect.
Yeah.
And that's what I was annoyed about.
Yes.
But what I didn't do is I didn't address it.
Yeah.
I asked several people that I dealt with before, basically, can you go on my site and then literally put on top of it, push it down. Yeah. And that's
usually what people do. I mean, we have a client, and they had a review on, I can't remember which site it was, and somebody had had a genuine complaint. You know, you can't please everybody all the time. Mistakes happen. We all know that. But you know, it was a legitimate thing. But over a period of time, that's gradually just got buried because 99.9% of what they do is great.
What I found was actually quite frustrating when it first came up. I was actually reading it and thinking, actually, do you know what? This is totally incorrect.
Yeah.
But I can't do anything about it.
No.
So you know, this little person who I quite like. It's just just written this malicious thing, and because of his naivety, and he didn't know how it worked. You know, I'm the one who's got a reprimand. Been reprimanded because of his stupid flipping comment.
What was that? Was that a review on a?
It was It was a stupid thing. Is that the person, when they move out of a property, the property has to be checked by the owner, and the deposit is then handed back. Well, the owner couldn't get down for 9 days.
Right.
So he wrote on there that it was my problem that I hadn't released his deposit.
Right. Okay.
And so that was the comment. And
where was this though? Was this a?
This is a
comment on a blog
on my website.
Right. Okay.
And under Google Plus, I think, or under Google.
Okay, so it's a review on Google.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I mean, you're quite right. The best way to handle those, obviously, you can't respond particularly easily on that.
Yeah.
But the best way to handle them is make sure that the stuff you do well also gets those, and you end up obviously.
Well, that's
we wouldn't be in business if we did more bad stuff than good.
No, well, the frustrating thing is it's like the first bad review I've had ever, and that was like that was the frustrating thing, and it wasn't even my blinking fault.
Yeah.
And yet this person has the ability, literally, just to go, thank you.
Yeah, and you could get people doing that maliciously as well. I mean, you don't really have any control over it other than to handle it in the way that you did. But you'll find that if there are people maliciously doing that and they're just setting up fake Google accounts, then obviously you've got some recourse potentially through Google or whatever the review site is if it's a third party.
Well, I tried to review it and I just we didn't get anywhere. So that's why we then thought, okay, right, well, let's contact relevant people who we had used in the past and just ask them very, very kindly to go on and actually put a proper review on, which we did. Sure. I need to ask one more question as well. And go.
Sorry, just before you ask that.
How are we doing on time?
Could we wrap this up in 5 minutes?
Yes.
And could you come back in about 6 or 8 weeks and do part 2? Because I think there's an awful lot here that you've still got to cover.
There's one more bit, which is Google Plus.
Okay, very, very quickly. You mentioned about the hashtag. So if my cousin has sent me a message, and at the end of it he's put 2 hashtags.
Yeah.
What happens to those hashtags again?
All that happens, it will turn it into like a link, a clickable link.
Okay.
And if you click the hashtag, it will show you all the other tweets from everybody that use those.
He's got David Dickinson.
Right. Yeah. So if you click it, it will just all it's doing is then giving you a filter of all the tweets that feature that hashtag.
Okay. Right.
So it's nothing more than that. Okay. So Twitter also has an ad opportunity. It's only been around for 3 months. I've been playing with it, had a lot of success. You target people with your updates, so you sponsor your updates. So if you're sharing again a blog post or something like that, you can target people based on people that they are following. So again, similar to Facebook, if somebody is following Portsmouth Golf Club or they're following Nick Felder or something, they're interested in golf. The challenge at the moment, and hopefully they'll address this, is the geographic targeting is only UK. So you can't at the moment target just Portsmouth or Hampshire businesses. I'm sure that will come, and that will make it very powerful for restaurants and hotels, which would be awesome. So last one, Google Plus is Google's social platform. So yes, you can share updates, yes, you can have a business page and you can share updates there. People will follow you, they'll put you in a circle. So the idea is that you can have multiple circles. So you would have a circle of these are my friends, and you have a circle of these are businesses, and a circle of I know these are people to play golf with, and whatever. And when you share an update or share a piece of content, you can share that with a particular circle or everybody and make it public. The point being that you could share your private family photos with people who are only your family, rather than they're released to the world. And there are obviously reasons why you wouldn't want to do that. The reason that Google Plus is so important is, remember I said before about your content being validated through social interaction, social activity. Well, there is no correlation between the value of your content being shared on a Facebook page with 1 million fans or a Facebook page with 10 fans. It has no greater value. Not from an SEO point of view anyway. Google can't index that stuff, it doesn't know about it, it doesn't, you know, if I retweet your tweet and I've got 3,000 plus followers, or Richard does and he's got 25 followers, there's no greater value from one or the other. However, with Google Plus, that is Google's platform. So in terms of social value and social interaction, that places a lot more value on that. Now the second thing, again with Google Plus, what's actually happened with Google as a search engine is over the next few months and years, what you're going to find is that the results that you're getting when you search for something are influenced by your social connections, which is what happens in real life if you think about it. So I'm planning a trip to New York in early December this year. If I go and search for New York hotels and we've been chatting and we're connected on Google Plus, I'm more likely to see a hotel that one of you has placed a review for because you are my peers and I'm influenced by your opinion. So that's Google Plus. So forget about it just being like Google's version of Facebook. It's not. It's so much more powerful than that. So I would say it hasn't tipped yet in the UK. There are a growing number of users, but I'd rather be, when it tips, I'd rather be leading rather than playing catch up. So really important to get involved with that. I've got a few minutes just to do some maths.
Okay.
Just really quickly. Okay. So we talked about this brand influence. So the whole thing is, if we're going to do brand, we're going to do all your social stuff, and we're going to do display. So we put a multiplier down here of times 3. Okay. If we do a much better job of search, pay-per-click, we'll get 4%. If we do a great job of SEO and we've got organic traffic coming through, we'll get another 4%. So 8% in total. So what that actually means is out of our 100,000 people searching, we'll get 8,000 people. And our conversion rate will then be 3% because we're doing all this brand and display stuff. And we've improved our website and we've optimised the landing pages. We made it easy to buy something, easy to find something. The content on our page is much more compelling, and it's a nice pretty website which looks very trustworthy. This will then be more like 4%. So what we've now got is a 4% conversion rate of 8,000 people, which is 320. Okay, so we've now got 320 conversions, sales, whatever you want to call it, because we're doing brand properly, because we're doing search properly, and because we've got a great website. And that's disregarding all of the brand search stuff, which accounts for about another 50 on the calculation on the presentation I could show you. But that's the power of an integrated strategy that I just wanted you to understand. So, as I say, the brand stuff on its own will do something for you, but actually as part of a campaign to do with search and your website improving, that gives you so much more. The number actually starts at 13, and we've got 320, which is 28 times-ish from the same search volume, the same market. So that's how it all fits together.
Fantastic. Thanks very much, Mark. Do you have business cards that you'd like to hand around and
yes,
share with everyone?
No problem. Take one and
I'll take 3. Great.
I'll expect you all to tweet me later.
All that talking, you take all cards.
So I won't tweet.
I'll say 5.
For anyone who is interested, we do half-day training courses on Twitter, half-day course on LinkedIn. So if anybody wants to come on those, more than welcome. We tend to run them sort of on demand. If you all wanted to do one of the courses, we normally have 4 people, sort of maximum on those, maybe 6 as a total. But we could probably do something just on day rate and make it cheaper for everybody if you want to do that.
When you say day rate, Mark, sorry, is that 6 hours, 8 hours, or 4 hours?
They tend to be full days. So the training courses we run normally it's sort of 9:15ish for a 9:30ish start. Right. We tend to be fairly informal with them. So you put on lunch and stuff as well. And then in the afternoon you tend to go on till 3:30, 4 o'clock around that. So it's pretty full day. The other thing we do, which is very popular, is one-on-one coaching. Obviously that's a bit more expensive, but we tend to do a block of 5 hours, and then you use an hour at a time as and when you want it. So it might be an hour initially to get your strategy, get you building your profile, maybe an hour follow-up the following week to make sure that's all good, set you on your way, and then you might say, okay, well I'm okay for 3 or 4 weeks, I'd like the next hour, when can I do that? And you have them as and when you need them.
So as people selfish now, I can just email you and ask you what rates they are and when?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Great stuff. Welcome to Paul, who I think was probably later than he'd hoped because he couldn't find a place which could be down to me.
I wasn't going to get here much earlier than I did.
Oh, right.
I just thought I'd come along and sort of tilt my hat to you all.
Okay, do you want to do a quick who you are and what you're from?
I'm Paul. I'm in the process of setting up a new golfing website, which is yourcaddy.co.uk. It was due to launch at the end of February, start of March. I'll be able to provide you much more information about it when everything's in place, but it is a one-stop shop for everything you consider about golf, whether you're looking for news reviews, something to buy, something to sell, somewhere to go on holiday, track your game, improve your game. It will be all there on the site for you. But I'll be able to provide you much more in-depth information in the next couple of weeks.
I think it's true to say we're going to link him together with the Business Golf Network. So we actually use it as our tool for communication, content, etc. So quite exciting.
Quick chat with Peter as well.
Yeah.
Some things in
We were just talking,
Great, okay, thanks very much.